Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another pre-market prep stream. My name is Kevin Dubrisky. I'm your host today, Kevin Dubrisky here at Bullishbrs, and I'm excited for a little bit of a market breakdown. So I'm going to go over some markets, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and also gold. We'll find some key levels. We use Market AI as well to help us really break down what's moving markets. We had a crazy move, about 4 to 5% to the downside on Friday, but we see that Sunday night we're already recovering. So we'll take a look. We'll dive into the NASDAQ first. And the first thing Market AI has given us, first thing I always like to check is our key levels, the target levels that market's giving us. So the first level we have is 25,000 even. We're going to mark that out. That would be a level that I would mark out as well. That's a key psychological level. Let's do 25,000 right here. 2, 3, perfect. So we're going to make this yellow just so it stands out. And I'm going to call this my market level, MRKT. Make the style, make the line yellow, and I'm actually going to make the text white so it's a bit smoother on the eyes. We're going to save this template as market so that I don't have to type it out each time. Perfect. So market levels to the upside is 25,000. We want to copy, Control C, Control V, and paste to 24,500. So it seems like we really are stuck between two key psych levels, right? 24,500, 24,400, and 500. Sorry, 24,500, 25,000. So we do have some major levels we're in between, but what a freaking range, guys. This is a huge range on the NASDAQ. Right now, our target to the upside is about 185 points away. Target to the downside, as of right now, it's only 8:30, 315 points away. This is a 500 point range on NASDAQ. And this is the true range. This is what I love about Market AI's key levels is that, look, the top, if we're looking at our range right now from the overnight session, we had lows over here, we went up higher, and now we've just sort of been range bound. So if we sweep this high, we're going to target 25,000. If we fail and break below our Sunday open, we're going to head towards that 24,500. So there's a few things, again, like I said, to look out for. Now, at this point, what I like to do is just scroll around on Market's home screen and see if there's anything coming up that's going to affect the NASDAQ. So what is impacting the NASDAQ right now? Trade tensions, escalating US-China trade tensions with plans to 100% tariff on Chinese imports starting November 1st and reciprocal China port fees. So this is what created this major sell-off over here, was a Trump announcement. It was a headline. We even had that headline with Market AI, and we knew to get out of the positions like literally minutes before this big drop happened. So great job, everybody who has Market. You can download Market, guys. Save 10% today. Use discount code KEV, K-E-V, 10% off for life. It's awesome. Trade tensions. So we know that this sparked this huge drop. But I also know that over the weekend, Trump made a follow-up tweet saying, don't worry about China. Everything's going to be fine. They don't want any problems. So, did that one tweet erase everything about the trade tensions? It may have, right? It may have. This big drop, this big, almost a fake out, could have just been a pullback, guys. We know that looking at our chart on the daily time frame, we're still in a bull trend. This was one of our strongest days to the downside we've seen since April. So it is a little bit of a worry sign, right? We want to be careful when we see things like that. And it was from, look at this heavy volume. So we have a few things really here. Major sell-off, huge volume, and we had our catalyst, which was Trump and the whole tariff situation with China. These few things line up and add to a potential reversal. We could also check the VIX as well and see if the VIX has spiked. And believe it or not, guys, it has. So I would be a little careful on the long positions today. If the VIX can remain trying to move higher, I'll be looking for shorts. If VIX can start to move back lower, I will look for longs off of support on the ES and NQ. Now that we sort of went over a higher time frame, just an overall understanding of NASDAQ, we could break it down lower. And at this point, I'll just break it down real quick so we could find some key levels and some areas of interest. So this 4-hour demand zone right here is a fantastic support area. I'm so glad we were able to take out these lows. This is something I've been talking about for a couple days actually on the NASDAQ and ES, that all of these higher lows that were being formed we're forming right above each other. And a lot of times when that happens and we aren't forming a demand zone in that same area, then we end up breaking that area, no problem. That's exactly what happened. So with that being said, I do want to hold this 4-hour demand zone for today's session because we broke it off of that catalyst, and then we had our Sunday open and we have been able to hold back above it. If I'm able to break it down to a lower time frame, even a 15-minute time frame, we see that price is respecting this demand zone overnight. So something I might look for today is to see, do we want to sweep this low, a pre-market low, and hold this demand zone on NASDAQ, right? Do we want to make our way back higher off of demand because markets are still in a bull trend, and a lot of people might sell right at the open. People might go, oh man, I gotta sell this. This isn't looking good. We're selling off from yesterday. Meanwhile, this was a pullback. It was a tweet. Don't want to call it a market manipulation, but we'll see. Anyways, Fed data uncertainty. Federal Reserve September FOMC minutes showed majority support for the rate cuts in 2025. Earnings outlook and market volatility. This was talking about the VIX. So back to a risk on market sentiment. Only right down the middle. It's 54, so it's pretty close to risk off. Capital flows are somewhat bearish right now, real bearish right now. So we do want to see those turn around. And that's about it on the NASDAQ, guys. Would definitely recommend, if you're trading today, keep your headlines, your live news tab up, because this is what we're able to use to determine, hey, a big headline came in, Trump just said A, B, and C about China. Let me exit my position, because markets might react like this. Let's take a look at gold now. See what's popping on gold. See if we have any key levels, support, resistance. Gold is back at, I believe, all-time highs. Gold's back on those all-time highs. Enter market uncertainty into the economy, thus enters a strong gold. Your open price or previous day high, previous day low. I'm going to put a key area, or we'll do a key level right here, 40.81. This was an area that was resistance, sort of up here. We see it was resistance. Resistance 2 times, double top on the daily. Now could possibly work as support. We could take a look at our lower time frame, see if we have any demand zones forming, overlapping that area. We do have a 30-minute that was a broken supply zone that we broke. Does look like we retested it already. Yeah, look at this, guys. So we broke and got our retest. So our retest would have been our entry. Unfortunately, with gold, this entry has already happened at 2 in the morning. So we're pushing higher. We could be a little patient, see if we come back towards this 40.80 again and look for a possible long position. We can take a look at tools like Bookmap, anything that gives us some volume and order flow analysis. Let's take a look. Gold. Gold futures hit record high above 40.50, really above 4100 at this point. Gold futures extend their rally, reaching a new all-time high 40.50, 4100, driven by escalating geopolitical tensions, U.S.-China trade uncertainties, and expected Fed rate cuts. So a lot of uncertainty goes into the economy, and gold will shine. Get it? Gold tensions, geopolitical tensions helping gold stay bullish, Fed rate cuts stay bullish. Central banks are still buying gold. Guys, they've been buying gold all year like crazy. We haven't seen this much buying in gold from central banks since the 80s, I believe. That's something I saw on a podcast. I'll see if I can pull that information. So now that I hit gold up here on my chart, I'm able to scroll down, and it shows me what's impacting gold right now. Geopolitical tensions. Perfect. That was bearish for the ES and NQ, but we should know that any type of geopolitical tensions or uncertainty leads to a bullish gold. Fed rate cut decisions helps gold because that would add to inflation. Central bank buying, same situation. And technical overbought, just something to mention and something that Market AI is showing. Technical indicators show gold is currently overbought with an RSI near 88, leading to profit taking and potential short-term consolidation near 38.40, but that's way below us, 38.40. So we are okay. We're definitely surpassed that that issue of overbought because we're just flying. Alright, so that's sort of what we got. COT report just to make sure, but we haven't gotten an updated COT report in a little while because of the government shutdown. Other than that, we do want to check any economic news. Again, government shutdown, so we're not going to get all the news we're ready for Monday. Not seeing anything on Monday. Fed Chair Jerome Powell's speech tomorrow at 12:20. But other than that, that looks like that's it. Currencies. Let's see. U.S. government shutdown, same situation. Government shutdowns impacting a lot. Here's our Trump tracker. We could take a look at our Trump tracker for a moment. See if he's speaking or anything. It is at 85. So that's something to be very careful with. Today is 13th. Anything in the morning. 7:30, President speaks. 10 o'clock, President departs Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. Okay. So I don't really see anything too major. He is speaking with a lot of people. We're going to build a legacy, new bonds of friendship. Who's he talking about? Israel, U.S., and nations in the Middle East will soon be safer. I mean, peace in the Middle East could possibly lead to a bearish move on gold because we want uncertainty and worries, and even war helps influence gold to the upside. So if there was peace, that is removing the uncertainty and any type of worry, and that could lead to a pullback on gold. Today's events center on high stakes, internationally visible visits by the U.S. President to Israel during a historic hostage release and ceasefire. This is major. This is why we're at 85. With public remarks to Knesset and Middle East Peace Summit in Egypt, such moments carry significant geopolitical and market sensitivity with global attention and potential for rapid shifts. Major, guys. Major. So we'll be patient and we'll watch out for that. Let's move this back smaller for now. We'll take a look at our gold. Let's find our market AI targets on gold. So market AI's first target was that 40.80, which was my key level of support or resistance, now support. So that's sort of the point that I would consider us, that overextended. So if we could find longs off there, great. I would look for a new high of day. If we happen to break back below it with some strength, let's say at that point we have a 30-minute candle giving us a basing. We start selling off here. I'll look for a retest of that zone and a short position. So using my analysis and using market AI's key levels as well helps me to sort of line up to say, okay, well, if we are able to get back below this 40.80, then 40.30 is our pullback level. 40.30. Where's 40.30? It's right over here. That's my broken supply. That is my next key level. Guys, that's amazing. Market AI's levels are lining up exactly with my own market analysis levels, and that is amazing. We want to find that confluence. So let's do 40.30 right down here. This is our market level. And then 40.80 is our other market level. Awesome. All right, guys. Hope this morning breakdown helped you all. Definitely keep an eye on gold and the NASDAQ this morning. As I said, we want to be careful in these types of market conditions. A lot of people are going to have a bearish bias going into the market open, so we might get that opposite reaction. A lot of times markets will give us that inverse reaction of what everybody's expecting. Definitely keep an eye on the VIX as well, and I would also keep an eye on our large cap equities. If equities are able to start moving their way back higher, talking about Nvidia, Microsoft, Google, anything. So let's take a look at Nvidia right now. Nvidia yesterday sold off from 195 overnight, hit 180, but now at this point it's already back towards 190. So a big massive sell-off for what? For us to climb our way back? Okay, we'll keep an eye on it, right? We always want to keep an eye on things. So here's Nvidia. Very bearish reaction, very bearish candle. And we got to remember, guys, this bear volume did come with selling. This was not profit taking. This was panic. Not profit taking. This was panic. All right, guys, keep an eye on those equities. Keep an eye on everything. Hit that like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.